Let's go next to Mike in Harlan, Iowa. First-time caller. Mike, go ahead.
Hi, George.
Hey.
This is my first-time call.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I've been listening since for probably 1990.
Okay, you go way back.
Years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go way back with our Bell. And, the thing I wanted to say was, it's not anything with zombies, but my grandpa was Johnny Beauchamp. He was a NASCAR driver back in the early days when the NASCAR, he actually raced the first NASCAR 500.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you want to give his name?
Yeah, Johnny Beauchamp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he actually got the first Daytona 500. Not going to go into it too much. Yeah, I think he actually won it. But the thing is, he, before 1947, before the Roswell, him and a bunch of his teenage friends were actually out in the forest, in the woods area, driving around, and they saw a UFO land. And they actually come up to the UFO and saw people inside the windows of that UFO. He never wanted to talk about it much, but I mean, it was really rare. He told me when I was 14 years old. He didn't want to tell me, but he just I asked him about it over and over. He finally told me he didn't want to talk about it. But the thing was, he saw human, little aliens in the portholes way back before Roswell, and I thought that was a pretty crazy story.
That is. I bet he had.
I agree with
He had a lot of stories for you, I bet.
Oh, man. I mean, it was crazy. But I believe him. He was a pretty honest guy. And
he died young.
Yeah, he did. He died when he was 53 years old.
My gosh.
But for a heart attack. But I can go into a lot of stuff. But the guy was pretty honest. And it always stuck in my mind, and Mom and Dad's mind. And ever since he told me that story, I've always been intrigued, And I've been listening to this show for years. And I totally believe in the UFO thing because my daughter's seen 3 or 4 of them. And actually, I saw one with her a couple weeks ago.
To me, what would be the most awe-inspiring would be seeing one of these huge triangular-shaped ones, just kind of rumbling through.
It was a triangular. The one we saw about a month ago was triangular. Went over my house.
How big?
And it wasn't that big. It was probably. It could have been one of them drones, maybe.
Yeah, could have been. Could have been a drone.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Yep. And went over my house, and I barely looked back in time to see my daughter saw it, and she said, "Dad, look at that." I looked over and barely saw it go over the trees, and it was probably 15 feet wide. It was not big, but you could see the underneath it was lit a little bit, maybe from the uptown, because the uptown is lit it up, so it probably shot the light onto the UFO, whatever it was.
Okay, hey, thanks for the story, and thanks for the story about your grandfather.
Well, thank you for taking my call, George.
Okay, absolutely. Yep, he was one of the top NASCAR guys at the time. He was 58 when he died. And he was in 23 starts, had 10 top 10 finishes, and 2 victories. And as a matter of fact, best known for finishing second in the 1959 Daytona 500 in a photo finish after being declared the unofficial winner. How'd you like to have that taken away from you in a photo finish when everybody thought you won? Oh,